Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Hello, I'm Jeffrey Mishlove. This edition of InPresence is going to focus on the power of suggestion. If you're watching the InPresence series on the New Thinking Aloud channel for the first time, I want to encourage you to watch the series in order. This is the third segment, and you'll get much more value from it, I believe, if you start with the first and second segments. And you'll see at the upper right-hand corner of your screen right now a link that will take you there. Suggestion is one of the most powerful forces in all of human psychology. There is a vast literature on topics such as self-talk, self-esteem, and in particular self-hypnosis. The way we talk to ourselves and the way other people talk to us has an enormous impact on the way our psyche is constructed. I was very fortunate in my teenage years. I had a cousin, Stuart, where I grew up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, who was an amateur magician and had practiced and studied hypnosis. And while I was a teenager, he taught me how to engage in self-hypnosis. It's very simple. He did it by hypnotizing me, and thereafter I was able to hypnotize myself. And I did it to great effect because in my junior year, I don't know if it's still done, but in my day, back in the 1960s, we took a test called the PSAT, the Preliminary Scholastic Aptitude Test, which was a way of predicting the scores you would get in your senior year when you take the Scholastic Aptitude Test. And I had good scores, but they weren't the very highest. And I used self-hypnosis in my senior year to prepare my mind to be clear and steady, to have a good memory, and to come up with correct answers for the Scholastic Aptitude Test in my senior year. My score jumped up enormously, like 3 standard deviations, which for those of you who know something about statistics know that that's pretty much unexpected. At least in those days, it was thought that your score on the SAT was very highly predictable by your score on the PSAT test. So ever since then, I've had the opportunity to use self-hypnosis and self-suggestion for a variety of reasons. It's such a powerful technique that there's good research showing you can raise blisters on your skin just using the power of suggestion. There are many cases of spontaneous remission of diseases. There are cases in the literature that have to do with increased memory, increased intelligence, giving up bad habits such as smoking, which is really a serious addiction problem. And in particular, using suggestion for your own self-esteem. We talked in the second episode of this series about the importance of unconditional self-love. And one way you can use the power of suggestion, very simply, is to say to yourself, I love myself unconditionally. No matter what I do, no matter what I think, what I say or feel, I love myself unconditionally. Furthermore, I love other people as well. I have warm, positive regard for all other people at all times. Those are simple suggestions, simple ways of talking to yourself, but they work magic. I can tell you that from my own experience. And of course, throughout the day, there will be negative thoughts that come up. Thoughts of, oh, that person, drat, that person, what did they do? They're a bad person. or even worse, saying such things about oneself. Those are habits that can be broken, and the power of suggestion can be used. It can be used to control your weight. It can be used for athletic performance. It can be used for scholastic performance. It can be used for artistic performance. I have seen people go into hypnotic trance and compose sonatas in the style of great artists of the past, Mozart or Mendelssohn. There's really no limit. And in fact, I'm reminded at this moment of a phrase made famous by Dr. John Lilly, the person who invented the isolation tank, the sensory isolation tank. And he wrote a wonderful book called Programming and Metaprogramming of the Human Biocomputer. And he said, there are no limitations to the human mind except the thoughts that we create. And those limitations are to be transcended. And truly, one of the most powerful tools at your disposal for doing that is self-suggestion and hypnosis. Now, some of you may be thinking at this point that you don't know how to begin. And I have prepared what I call a guided meditation tape, which is another form of hypnosis, really. I mean, there's a range of experiences between self-talk and self-hypnosis and guided meditation. They all fall along a spectrum. So this is one I actually created some 30 years ago on audio. And I've recently updated it. It takes about 40 minutes to go through this process. You can lie down, close your eyes, and just listen to it. Or if you'd rather sit up, you can sit up and listen to it with your eyes closed. Or if you wish to have your eyes open, I've even added graphic images. So it's a beautiful experience. People who go through it report entering into wonderful states of consciousness akin to, maybe not identical to, but akin to cosmic consciousness. And this is available to you. Once again, if you look at the upper right corner of your screen right now as I'm speaking, you'll see a link that will take you there, and you can view this guided meditation. It's called Healing Our Planet Ourselves. It will help to get you in touch not only with the ability to direct your own thoughts in guided meditation, but to open up many centers of psychic awareness, centers that we call the chakras, to experience your mind traveling throughout the universe, but most importantly, to get in touch with your own potential as a healer. So with that, I will close this edition of InPresence. Thank you for being with me.